the opposition half back line now and up as far as the corner forward. What a kick out there, all the way up, and it is Jack Kennedy who gathers it, but it's gone out over the line. Aidan McBride takes it fast for the Brakens, feeds this ball into his half back line now. 3-4 of them running, waiting for the pass here. Ball moved on here. Larkin Egan on again here now. Jordan Maloney heading for the 45. Nice ball, moves it on quickly here onto Tom Murphy. Serious young player, great hurler as well. Tom Murphy, they have the ball on again. Back to the full back. Ref is calling it, giving him an advantage. Nice play from Brakens.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't see much in the challenge now, but let's say it must have been just a little tug off the ball from the way the ref is saying, just a little tap in the hand. Brakens will be delighted with that. Again, got up the field nice and lively. Seem to be at the moment looking at getting Larkin, Egan, Paddy Cadell, Dean McEnroe. Let's say all these fellas out around the middle of the field to make a physical battle in there. David O'Shea seems to be gone midfield on Conall Kennedy. So good start for Brakens.
So steadying here, the full forward gets ready with this, swings the boot, perfect stuff from Jack Kennedy, and they're a club on the up, you can be sure of that. They're winning the Junior B hurling title there, fighting for the Junior A hurling title. Senior team, seriously competitive, nearly beat last year's champions Killadangan in this year's Danbreen Cup, and their senior football team competing here with the reigning county champions Clonmel Commercials. It is JK Brakens who lead 2-1 here. Eamon Cochrane's team pushing on well, but it is Charlie McGeever's side who come on the attack over there, the far side now. Sean O'Connor in possession, holding that ball up now, moves it across again to Kennedy. Trying to burst inside now. Away he goes, soloing in all the way inside. He's found a bit of an opening, and a challenge came in there, and cornerback just went in and says, "You ain't coming through here, Kendi."
Yeah, Martin Delaney, 4 for Brakens. There was all the space in behind. Probably a good free. Sham was kind of on a bust, and if Commercials get the overlap, or they will punish. So let's say good free for a cornerback to give away.
So Sean O'Connor standing over this Tipp under-20 captain last summer. Had a really good campaign in that, and Sean O'Connor slots this one between the posts. Really good free and a really good score there, and that levels this up 2 points apiece.
Yeah, decent football now, to be fair. Up and down the field, 4 scores after in such short space of time. So compared to the conditions yesterday, it's perfect conditions for football. So, and good moving for this kick out for Cuba.
Long one out the middle of the field now, and a good take out there by Paddy Cadell. He sends this ball on, looking there for Connor, but ball just away from Shane Burke there, and it is won back by the Commercials, and off they go now, all the way out there with Luram sending that ball down the field. Poor one goes straight to Brakens. Cadell coming through the middle here, and Paddy takes a couple of hard challenges. Serious footballer Paddy Cadell, just strapped up there with the left hamstring. Strapped up today, but not showing any ill effects of it so far. Jordan Maloney moves that ball over the far side of the field now. Brakens, away they go here now. It is Connor Cadell. Nice pace there to get inside 3 Commercials players. Moves that ball on quickly again now. And it's still Brakens coming through, looking for the free. No free given there, but they're coming on the attack. Kennedy sends it in, and it's just straight into the fullback of Commercials, and away they go. Fahy moves it on fast now. Off they go down the field here now. Jamie Ahern sends a low ball in, but it's a poor one. Connor Cadell does well to retrieve it. Really good player here, mopping up a lot of loose ball from Commercials here, and Brakens come back on the attack here. This one sent over the far side again, loose pass though, and Commercials have another chance to build an attack in towards Jack Kennedy now. All the way in, Sean O'Connor, the main forward for Commercials. This one's gone out over the line. It's a line ball for JK Brakens over at the roadside here in Borlahan.
Yeah, but even that frustration with JK Brakens losing the ball, they have to try that. They say the kick pass into Jack Kennedy wasn't on. There's too many numbers, so they have to try these intricate passes here around the 45. If they break that 45, they might get a free, keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Brakens coming the attack again here now. Cadell moving that ball on, and couple of hard challenges going in there on Connor Cadell, and the ref has called it, and there's going to be a booking here for it looks like Ross Peters that the ref's calling over.
Yeah, and that's Ross' job. We named out the forward line they have. Ross probably isn't in the forward line for his scoring. Talented footballer, great to read the play and stop attacks like that. He looks to be going man on man with Connor Cadell, so interesting battle there.
Jordan Maloney, Tom Murphy now, Paddy Cadell. Ball still being passed around. Larkin Egan inside now, runs into green and gold wall there, but the ball is won by Cadell, and away they go. They're on the attack, bursting inside. It's Conor Cadell all the way in, three of them on him, and Commercials just mop it up there. He had no support when he was breaking out there, but it is Commercials who come back out the field here now. This ball sent over towards Quinlivan, taking it on in his own half back line. Quinlivan on to Kennedy. Seamus this time. Seamus toe to hand. Moves it on quick now, on here as far as Matassa. On again now. It's still Commercials on the attack. Lurum back outside here. Still waiting for the right moment to have a shot here. They're all just seizing the chance here, and the shot comes in eventually here. It's Matassa who sends it in. And listen to that cheer from the Clonmel crew.
Yeah, great score from Aldo. Let's say at home from Scotland. I think it's his first club season home. Major bonus for him. I know they signed, for want of a better word, Kieran Cannons after joining from the north. So let's say a serious addition. Aldo just cut in from the sideline. Right foot over the bar. Super score.
Keeper gets ready. Bevan sends it out towards centre field. Out there towards the half forward line, but it is smothered by Conal Kennedy, and away come Commercials this time now, all the way down the field here. It's Murphy on the way in, and Michael Murphy sends it in, but the keeper is really good in there. Cooper Babin works it back out now, catches that one high and feeds the full back. Off they go again here. Larkin Egan on again to cornerback Tom Murphy. Tom Murphy, serious footballer, serious hurler as well, and won a Harty Cup and Crow Cup with Our Ladies Secondary School in Templemore there a couple of years ago when they went on a great run. And away they go down the field here now. It's Cadell for Brakens. All the way on now. Feeds this ball on again to David O'Shea. O'Shea sends it in towards the full forward. It's Kennedy. Oh, beautiful. Lovely score by the mid-tip team. The full forward Kennedy knows where the posts are.
Yeah, and let's say when Commercials are defended, the only option you have is that movement outside to the dressing room side here into the corner. Jack did a lovely, Liam had a little slip, super score with no look pass straight over the black spot.
3-3 in this game here. Long kick out over to the opposition 65. It's gathered over there now by Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy soloing down past the 45. Has to go back inside him again here. Sends it all the way back to Seamus Kennedy. Back here in centre field now. Slow build up, patient play from Commercials here. It's Matassa on again here now. Conal Kennedy soloing through here. Challenge doesn't come in. It's still Kennedy. Quick little 1-2 in. The keeper comes out, and the keeper does brilliantly. And it is won back by JK Brakens. They have a free out. Ian McBride there read exactly what the goalie was doing.
Yeah, good defending. Oh, good defending back from JK Brakens going across the goal. Had to do it, but it has to go to the far side. He's gone back again.
Keeper's under pressure here this time, and the forward just got in on top of him, and that could have been a free out as quick as a free in.
Yeah, the only thing is, let's say they have to clear their lines. I don't mind going if you go back to your goalie, but it has to come out this far side. They went back to goalie. This little shallow pass needed to go back to where the pressure was. Probably was deemed to be over carrying before he was fouled, Stephen. But Commercial will be delighted with that. Even from as you look now, Michael O'Reilly is out in the middle of the field. Kevin Fahey's here in the middle of the field. Everyone else is pressing inside the JK Brakens. Everyone's inside the JK Brakens 45 to push up the next kick out.
So it is Sean O'Connor who stands over this one. This should be a straightforward one, just outside the 14, and he slots it over the bar. 4 points for Clonmel Commercials, 3 points for JK Brakens here in this county semi-final here at Borlahan. Tense affair. It was a seriously tense game yesterday. Brilliant finale as Lockmore Castellani overcame Mile Rovers by a single point. And we'll know soon who'll play them in the county final on Sunday week. It is Brakens on the attack here. Paddy Cadell down past the 45 now, moving on that ball. Just kicked back inside on. It's loose there. Ross Peters comes to gather it now, and away come the Commercials here. Fahy moves it on fast. Now Conal Kennedy as well, all the way up the field there over the far side, over to Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy, nice play, steady play, feeds this one inside, and it is Commercials with another effort coming in, this time from Coleman Kennedy, and he kicks another fantastic score. The two Kennedys linking up well.
A simple game, isn't it, Stephen? Let's say work it at 45, get your shooter on it, take on your man and score. Not many people can do that. Club football, Coleman, and he had the option of Seamus outside on his own. Didn't need him, straight over the bar. Great score, Commercials.
5 points to 3 now. Commercials leading in this one. Beban in goals again. Waiting for this. Here we go. Cuba Babins sends it along all the way out the far side now, looking for the wing forward up there, but there's too many Commercials lads just crowding it out there, and Hearn wins it back, and they build now straight across the field here over at the stand side. It is Mikey Quinlivan gathers the ball now, shakes off Jordan Maloney, off he goes up past the 45. Quinlivan's going to have a long range one, sends it in, it's just hopping in there, bouncing in there, and drifts off and wide.
No, and Jordan can't. Let's say has great pace. If Jordan stands him up there, he might go 50-50 on him in the road race. If you dive in at that, Michael is gone. Very interesting to see. As I said in the previous kick out, Commercials are pushing up. Michael O'Reilly's even out of his goal on his 45, leaving Liam Ryan and Jack Kennedy in behind him.
Sharp one this time from the Brakens keeper. Out as far as the corner back. Off he goes, Martin Delaney, and he's fouled on the way out. It is going to be a free for the Brakens. This ball moved on quick. Dean McEnroe now. On again to Neil Quinlan. Neil Quinlan soloing up the field here, making a break. The crowd really want this from Brakens. They want a couple of scores here before the break. Martin Burke is here in the crowd, bringing out a new book on Jimmy Finn later this winter. John Costigan is here in the crowd. All the stalwarts of JK Brakens down the years. They love to see this shot coming in from David O'Shea, but it just drifts out to the right this time, and it's wide.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they just needed to keep ball there from him. The shot was probably on. Maybe David wasn't the shooter to try to execute Michael O'Reilly. Now he likes this kick out. He's going to have 3 times to Jack Kennedy.
Straight down the middle now, and the ball breaks in there, and it is going to be a free for JK Brakens. Just a couple of players falling out there, and Neil Quinlan has a chance to restart now. They have the ball over as far as Maloney. Back in Neil Quinlan now, holding that ball up, centre back after him there, but he does well to just control it here and try and shake off his marker. Has a bit of room now. Ball played outside. Dean McEnroe to Larkin Egan. Egan inside the 45. Holding that ball up in there. Back again to the corner forward, McEnroe. Goes over the far side now. Brakens, patient play here. They need to be exact. They don't get a lot of chances against this Commercials defence now. Ball worked on there to Tom Murphy this time, and Tom Murphy gathered that ball, but it just spilled from him at the wrong second, and as the Commercials player went to take the ball up, he just put in the foot.
Yeah, good free though. So let's say fair side of the field. It gives JK Brakens the chance to set back. Even the ball was kicked on even towards the Commercials goal. So no, good foul.
Keeper comes out with this now for Commercials, working it out to the 45. O'Reilly on again now. Seamus Kennedy on again here to Ross Peters. Peters back to Kennedy. Hurling with Tipp, of course, the last few years. Goes back in the middle. Plays his club hurling with St. Mary's. Goes back in the middle now this time. Matassa on again to Peters. Peters just inside the 45 now, holding that ball up. And again to Seamus Kennedy. Long one coming in now all the way into the full forward line. Ball breaking in there, and Brakens win that ball, and the crowd love it there. Brakens break out with this. Away they go, out to the 45 now. Dean McEnroe soloing up the field here. Good stuff from the Brakens at the minute now. All the way on to Conor Cadell, carrying that ball. Real pace about him here. Feeds it in the middle to McEnroe. McEnroe on again here now to Scully. Scully, long range angle ball, looking for the half forward, Shane Burke. Shane Burke trying to get there now, and the race is on here. Veteran forward just knocks it out over the line. It is going to be a Clonmel Commercials ball.
Yeah, and they're trying to play this diagonal pass into this corner to the dressing room side. Didn't work that side. People think Liam Ryan is slow. Not slow, but Liam Ryan the way he came out to that ball. Great defending.
Jamie Ahern moves that one on, and away goes Conal Kennedy down the field, shakes off Tom Murphy. Still Kennedy working it inside now, feeds that ball on again to Coleman Kennedy, and a good block down in there. Brakens race onto the ball. It's O'Shea, David O'Shea trying to shake off his marker. Great play from the Brakens half back line now. Paddy Cadell, off he goes. Cadell up to the 65, heading for the other 65, still going. Sean O'Connor comes in with a challenge. 3 Commercials lads do. Great coffee shop in the heart of Templemore. Paddy Cadell, he gets that ball out as far as McEnroe. Nice one angled in, but not enough distance on it, and easy fodder for the keeper. O'Reilly works it out now to the corner back, out the far side of the field. It's Kennedy on again here now to Lonergan. Up they go with it. Jack Kennedy now on the half back line. Commercials very patient and incisive when they attack. Seamus Kennedy, Peters, Kennedy, back to Kennedy. Off he goes, heading for the 21, and he kicks it. Wild kick from the county hurler though. Drives it out over near the parish priest's house.
Yeah, but even from a JK Brakens point of view, let's say they got their numbers back. They pushed Seamus onto his left-hand side. Let's say Seamus will be disappointed with the effort, but from a commercial point of view, broke up the field well, had the opportunity, took the shot, didn't go over from a JK Brakens point of view. Got numbers back. There was no goal chance. Go into the water break, 5-3, and the Brakens men will be fairly happy with that.
And Shane, they've had the chances, I suppose, the Brakens. They just seem to break down there when they meet that wall of green and gold between the full back line and the half back line. It's like the half back line drop back and they're forcing Brakens to kick from out the field.
Yeah, and that's always going to be the problem. Let's say when you set up defensively to counteract the Commercials forwards, you're always going to be maybe caught in that transition that there's loads of people will talk about tactically. That transition is the hardest thing in football. You get the ball out to the far 65 or 45, and then you need to, let's say, execute a perfect pass into space, into a runner like Jack Kennedy. That's very hard when you've gone tackle, run. And it's only the best teams can do it. The only thing I would say is, let's say, Jack Kennedy is making the runs inside. There is a bit of space in the corners left and right of Liam Ryan. He's playing with Kieran Cannon in front of him, so it's 2v1 in there. Dean McEnroe maybe will be disappointed with the last shot selection. So, but they're having opportunities. This isn't kind of a backs against the wall kind of thing, and Commercials are far superior. You know, Commercials look strong and they're trying different things. There's rotation inside in the forward line. You couldn't really say where a lot of them are playing. Like Coleman has played inside, outside. He's playing here in front of us, a wing forward. And let's say they're getting loads of runners through. On the Brakens' point of view, they just need to get the ball to the strike runners like Conor Cadell. Paddy, as you said, looks to be maybe carrying a bit of a niggle in the middle of the field. But so they'll need his physicality there. But no, there's a lot. And Aina McBride is the big plus. It looks to be Adrian Burke that hasn't started. So Aina is a big plus there. Michael Murphy then seems to be in for Jamie Peters. Don't see Jamie Peters on the far side, but no, good game though, Stephen.
So we're ready to go again after the first water break. It is Clonmel Commercials 5 points, JK Brakens 3 points here in this one, and the game ongoing here at the minute as the ref restarts. Gives the signal to the keeper to restart rather, and he's holding it up and telling him to move it on here quick, and Bevan sends this one out the field all the way up. High ball breaking in the middle now. Out comes Larkin Egan, moves that ball on to the corner back. On again they go. Tom Murphy now still holding on to that ball, feeds it on again. Neil Quinlan out the far side to Larkin Egan. Larkin Egan breaks the challenge now, holds up that ball. He has a free in just there, and Commercials with a couple of players inside, but just outside of 45. They have to go back with this. Back out now to David O'Shea, holding it up on to Conor Cadell. Cadell inside the 65, feeds that ball inside him here now to Neil Quinlan. Neil Quinlan just falls on the ball, but does well to gather it again at the second chance, but he's turned over, and Jack Kennedy comes away with it now. Ball played inside to Conal Kennedy. On again, it is the Commercials who keep going down the field here. Michael Murphy now. On over to Michael O'Reilly, the goalkeeper, operating as a sweeper at the minute. Out past the 45, still the goalkeeper. Out to the 65. Goes back to Seamus Kennedy now. Hangs around there as a wing back at the moment. No one in the goals for Commercials, but it is Commercials, or for Brakens to attack at the minute here. They're trying everything here, but Commercials have that ball down the field now, down to Mikey Quinlivan. Mikey Quinlivan back outside him here now to Lurham. Lurham in the middle into Jack Kennedy. Kennedy, clever ball into the 21 now. Sean O'Connor does well. Back to Quinlivan. Quinlivan is bursting through the middle. The ball is over the far side. It's in the net, and it is Kevin Fahey who buries a goal for Clonmel Commercials.
Sensational football out of Commercials. Kept the ball, used every blade of grass in the field. Michael Quinlivan was nearly put out over the sideline here. Switched the ball across, lovely little pass in from Jack, and just got runners off it. Michael came from the sideline straight in, saw Kevin at the back post. Super finish from the super run from the centre back, should I say. What a goal from Commercials.
Long kick out from Brakens now, breaking in the middle of the field. Paddy Cadell does brilliantly to win that ball. They need to see him on the ball all the time. 1-5 for Commercials, 3 points for the Brakens. On they go, Paddy Cadell past the 45, taking the challenge to Commercials, but runs into a green and gold wall. Ball spilt inside there, and it is won back now over the far side by Lonergan over there. Out towards centre field, out towards Matassa. In now to Jack Kennedy. Kennedy there, and he's been turned over by Tom Murphy. Brakens have a chance here. The ball is sent into the corner forward, and it's over the bar. A lovely score. Dean McEnroe with the point.
Yeah, good response. Let's say team effort there. Dispossessed Jack in the middle of the field. Jack was looking for a free, might have been, but it's a good turnover from a Brakens point of view. Ball into this corner again, and great score by Dino.
Short one out now. Fahy has the ball. The goal scorer a couple of minutes ago, operating as a half-back now. Moves it on quickly here. Coleman Kennedy. Kennedy, long angle ball inside, and easy bread and butter one for the cornerback for Brakens. And away he goes up the field here now. It's Maloney still in possession here. Moves it on to McEnroe. McEnroe now gives it to Cadell. Paddy this time goes across field with it. Over the far side now. Over there to Conor Cadell. Inside the 45, does well now. Conor Cadell has broken the line here. Going to have a pop from long range all the way. Brilliant stuff. Conor Cadell, lovely pass from his brother Paddy. A good score for Brakens.
Yeah, what a player, let's say that, and that's exactly what we need. A great response after the goal. A lot of teams now, let's say, after concede a goal like that, the Commercials might put the head down. Commercial bounce back with the last 2 points.
Long ball sent out here, won by Jack Kennedy here from the kick out, and Jack Kennedy looks to have picked up an injury there. They're telling him get up, but I think he looks to be in a bit of bother.
Jack isn't one to stay down. Maybe just listen, it's the way he fell or things like that. I'm not quite sure. Took my eye off it for a split second. I wouldn't see much in. I know there's a bit of reaction in the crowd. Martin Delaney is being talked by Shawnee Everard, so there must have been something in it. But I'd say Jack will be okay. He seems to be their kick out option though. They're playing him kind of as a corner forward, coming out, and there's loads of space. They tried it with Michael as well over in the far corner that time. So interesting tactic from Commercials this year, and haven't seen him do it in the past.
So yellow card for Martin Delaney for that challenge there, but Jack looks to be okay, just getting a drink of water and taking a second there. The physio is in with him at the moment there. The physio is Kevin Shelley, so just treating him there, and he's up and moving about. This ball sent over the far side, took by Liam Ryan over there. Another dual player plays the hurling with St. Mary's. Liam Ryan moves it on fast now to Kennedy. Kennedy feeds this ball in the middle here into Ross Peters. They're still in their own half-back line. Kennedy long one in towards Sean O'Connor. Out he comes, and Sean O'Connor does really well to control that ball. Takes on his marker, off he goes. Sean O'Connor having a good tussle with Adrian Burke, and he kicks this ball, sends it in around the house. Has a free in here. Did really well to gather that ball, but was pushed just as he was about to kick.
Oh, well, yeah, and good defending actually by Adrian Burke. We were wondering, I couldn't see him over the far side wing forward, so I knew he wasn't forward line. Forgot that the Lockie wasn't full back. So Adrian Burke did a real good job on Sean O'Connor. He just pushed him out. Pity it was to concede a free out, but really attacking the ball, and they have to do that with the quality of passes coming in there. Sean O'Connor, Adrian has to attack that ball like that, so a bit unlucky.
So it is 1-5 for Clonmel Commercials. 5 points for JK Brakens, hanging in there, but bit of a super goal from Commercials there with lots of passes down the field. They got that goal. That's the difference right now with Kevin Fahy at the end of it. But this free from Sean O'Connor is about to be kicked here, and Sean O'Connor with the right boot puts them 4 up again here in this game in the first half, second quarter here. It is now 1-6, playing 5 points.
Yeah, and let's say 1-6 out of Commercials, playing really well, and still Michael Quinlivan hasn't gotten the score sheet, so just shows what a good job Brakens have done defensively.
Keeper gets ready. Kuba Babin has just hesitated too long with this, and the referee is going in to talk to him. He had a couple of chances and changed his mind.
Yeah, and it wasn't even just this one. I think, Stephen, you called it there a couple of kickouts ago. It's just probably delaying a small bit. Commercials are appealing it every time. He just needs to get that away a bit quicker, and that just shows the movement outside and the high press from Commercials. Very difficult for the goalie.
So this ball is going to be thrown in there, and it is Paddy Cadell again. And ball just lost down there somehow. It's won back inside, and it is Ross Peters who has won that ball back, but it's going to be a free out for Brakens. Taken quick over the far side of the field now. Out to McEnroe. McEnroe moves it back in quick into Paddy Cadell, the star player for JK Brakens, and Paddy Cadell takes a high challenge. Brakens crowd not happy with that challenge at all. Paddy Cadell looks to be in bother now. He's gone to ground, and the ref is going to have to sharpen up here to see everything going on.
Yeah, I think it was something we commented on a couple of years ago in the stadium.
Black card.
Black card. Don't think it was a black, to be fair, to Jack. It was more of a, let's say, I thought the tackle was a bit high. I think Paddy was coming out with the ball. Jack went just, his tall man just went a bit high. I think maybe the next tackle by Coleman was probably a bit worse. Shawnee's obviously after determining that to be a body check, so therefore that would be a black card. For me, no, but interesting to see now what Jacob Brakens will do with the spare man. So let's say like Jack, and it's disappointing for him. It's maybe he's not the best tackler in the world, but disappointing for Jack. Interesting to see now what Brakens will do, as we say. And
a good honest player, Jack Kennedy, it has to be said, one of the best players Tipp have had over the last half decade.
Yeah, and he's working hard in his tackle. He's a hard working kind of midfielder, wing forward kind of type player. He's a complete baller when he's on it, but he just probably he's too tall, probably tackles a bit high, comes in over the shoulder a bit, and not massive, not much in it though.
And Cadell is up and moving about, and has the ball, moves it on here quick now to Connor, his younger brother. Connor Cadell now breaking through, and Connor Cadell has a free in just outside the 45 here, and a chance for Brakens to get a score on board here before the break. 1-6 playing 5 points. That's a 4-point lead for the Commercials. Played on here to Jordan Maloney. Maloney holding it up here now, running lateral with the ball. Crossfield at the 45 side in the sunshine here at Borlahan, and just ran into the Commercials player, it seemed like there. So free to Commercials.
Yeah.
Kick long down the field. Sean O'Connor now. Sean O'Connor challenged over there by Adrian Burke. Off he goes, having a good tussle, these two. It's Sean O'Connor from long range, and he sends it in, and the ref is calling it back. He's going to give him a free in there again, and the two of them are having a good battle. Adrian Burke very tight on him, but fouling a couple of times.
Yeah, and Sean O'Connor's very good at that. He doesn't mind playing up alone, up, let's say, in a full forward line, marking one or two, whatever. Adrian Burke probably just, there was a lot of space in front. He maybe had to play from in front there. Big risk, I know, but Sean O'Connor won it well. Got the shot away, but no advantage recruiting. So Shawnee is back with a free. Wrong side for him. Interested to see if Jack was on the field, would he take this from the ground? But Shawnee's an accomplished free taker, so should be no bother to him.
So standing over this one, ready to kick it here towards the church side in Borlahan. Ref is just holding play up there. There's a player just receiving treatment up at the other side of the field, so we're just waiting for that. And Shane, these little delays, I suppose they'll all be added on.
Yeah, exactly. And when Jack is in the bin, this is good for Commercials. It just cools just takes the wind out of the Jacob Brakens sails for a while. Jack could be with a bit of injury time on. Jack might just make it towards the end, but didn't see it now. I think it was the last break up the field. But no, let's say I think Jacob Brakens would still be relatively happy with this 1-6 to 5 points. They're having Jack Kennedy up front is having one of them days. If they could get Dean on kicking a few scores with Connor Cadell, they could be very happy at half time.
Well, that Commercials player is up and moving about freely now. So Sean O'Connor will kick this one in low inside, breaking in there, and it's just taken off the line for the Brakens. They'll be happy that it didn't go anywhere over the bar or under, which was a possibility there for a second, but they come on the attack here, breaking out the field here now. Maloney moves that ball on to David O'Shea, back in as far as Lorcan Egan, on again to Paddy. Off he goes on the 65 here, holding that ball up. On to Dean McEnroe, back to Paddy Cadell. Cadell again now, goes the far side with this. Brakens trying to break over there with a bit of pace about him now. It's Conor Cadell all the way in, and Conor Cadell sends this in, and just within the range of the goalkeeper. Michael O'Reilly gathers it from just above the post and works it out towards the corner back now. Commercial slow with the ball and patient here. Cannon out to the keeper O'Reilly again. O'Reilly operating as a 7th defender here a lot of the time. Goes crossfield with this and could be dangerous sometimes, but it is to one of his own players. So it is Luram now who has it. Back to the keeper, and they're very casual back there, Shane.
Yeah, very casual, but they will look to just keep the ball with only 14 versus 15. They'll take the risk here. See-do Brakens push up like they're doing now and then break.
Off they go now. Away he goes down the field here. Ahern moves on that ball quick. Quinlivan now. Quinlivan breaking inside. Here we go. Still holding it up. Good vision to see a player outside him here, and the ball is moved in as far as Fahy, and the shot comes in from Fahy, and that's a great point. It was sent in. Quinlivan moved it on fast, and they moved it on to Murphy and on to the scorer.
Yeah, exactly. Good football. As we said, Michael O'Reilly was maybe taking risks at the back, got to break up the field. Michael is the provider. Murphy out to Kevin Fahy, straight over the black spot.
Kicked out now. It is Brakens who win this ball. 1-7, playing 5 points. Need a couple of scores here before half time. They're playing with 15 players. Commercials with 14 currently. Jack Kennedy off with that black card. Here we go. Tom Murphy now. Tom Murphy breaking the line. Goes past 2 of them. But there's 3 more waiting from the Commercials. Dean McEnroe now under 45. Still holding that ball up. Moves it on here now as far as David O'Shea. O'Shea goes on with it to Shane Burke. Haven't seen a lot of him here in this game. Shane Burke bursting through now. Feeds it on here to Quinlan. Quinlan is fouled, and they have a free in. And Shane Burke with a little dangly run. If we could see more of that, it would really help the Brakens.
Yeah, they just have to ask questions in there. It's very difficult against these such a fit, physical Commercials team, an experienced outfit. They have numbers back there. They'll always play with a +1. So yeah, they're going to have to try something, and that was good. And they will be happy with these frees. Hopefully, Jack now can find the form that he did in the first few minutes from these frees.
So standing over this slight breeze here that wasn't there at the start of the game, and it is more or less blown towards us here in the stand as the full forward takes this and he puts it over the bar. No mistake at all. Really good point from the full forward.
Yeah, exactly. 4 shots from Jack Kennedy, JK Brakens, and four points. Can't ask for more.
Excellent free taker, isn't he?
Yeah, having a great year. Really impressed him as let's say even when he was young, he was a good player. Maybe didn't break onto this team as quick as he wanted to, but Eamon Corker and Joe Hayes are seeing something in him now. He's a main man up there, and he's giving Liam Ryan lots of trouble.
And that is the half-time whistle here in Borlahan. 1-7 for Commercials, 6 points for JK Brakens, and you have to credit Brakens. I mean, if they can get the ball up to Kennedy, he's got serious radar.
Yeah, exactly, and you especially let's say when Clonmel Commercials went down to 14, I think there could be maybe 3 minutes left in the black card. There might be a bit more space in there for him, but let's say I love the movement out of him, even off the ball. Let's say he's almost standing behind Liam Ryan. Michael O'Reilly's even in front of him a lot of times, and he's pointing left, running right. This kind of thing. That's great from out the field because you know he's not going to make a straight run to you. He's going to go diagonal into the corner. So all you have to do is maybe put one into space, and then if you get runners up to him, let's say they might get a bit more joy out of it. But he's definitely a lovely out ball for Brakens.
O'Reilly is a bit of a kind of maverick keeper, isn't he? He's a bit like, it reminds you of the Tyrone goalie or Cluxton or something, just trying to do something completely different.
Yeah, but and I suppose that's the way goalkeeping is going at the moment, Stephen. Let's say and he seems to be embracing it. There doesn't seem to be. There's no one. If you did that in a lesser team, people would nearly be kind of saying, people would be nearly saying, go back in the goal. They said they're getting an opportunity for him to, let's say, carry the ball out. Even for the kickouts, he's taking a space that the Cuba can't go into. Then if they lose it, O'Reilly gets back in the goal. If they win it, he's an out ball like a quarterback if needed.
And it is half time here in sunny Borlahan. It is 1-7 for Clonmel Commercials at the break, 6 points for JK Brakens. That's a 4-point game. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with the second half very soon. Well, you're very welcome back to Borlahan here for the second half of this game. It is JK Brakens up against Clonmel Commercials, and Shane Stapleton. Like, this game, I suppose Brakens are well in it, but they're going to have to just create a bit of magic to maybe get a goal or do something here to change the dynamic of Commercials, who are just building, I suppose, and that bit ahead all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And Stephen, let's say the goal was probably a bit of a sickener from a JK Bracken's point of view. Came at the wrong time. Now there was a good response to it. Like I think it was 5-3 at the time. To go 1-5 to 3 down looks like a big gap. But they got it back to 1-5 to 5, and they'll take heart out of that. Without Larkin Roach in the middle of the field, as we said, Ian and McBride is in. You have to kind of play a different kind of game, and they have worked the ball well up the field. We've spoken numerous occasions. I say that Jack Kennedy from Jacob Brackens is the out ball above, and if you can get Conor Goodell and Ian and Dean Macron up the field, they say like you're going to cause problems. Just Commercial are just so strong, even without the likes of Jason Lonergan and Jamie Peters here today. There's just no weakness on the team. Tactically, they're very good. Like even just talking to Anthony Shelley here over a few stats, like the remarkable one that stands out to both of us here is the free count. So let's say it's 7 frees to 17. So let's say Commercial have committed 17 frees in the eyes of the referee. So that just shows how physical they're trying to be around the middle of the field. That makes it really difficult for JK Brackens to get a fast break on him and get ball up to Jack. So listen, no, it's a good game. It's just like yesterday, two good semi-finals, and 3 of the big 4 plus JK Brackens are trying to get in there, and both teams well able to play football, and if Brackens could maybe even sneak a goal, and it can happen.
So we're waiting on that. 17-7, the free count in the first half. That's huge.
And just shows, let's say, like, so Jacob Brackens have possession for them to obviously be fouled. So they say Brackens are getting loads of possession of the ball. It's just I'd love to kind of see how many touches they're getting within the 21 or in around the D. Because if you think of it, most of the times they've scored, they're just outside the D, or they're kind of wide. Jack Kennedy's couple of frees might have come from just around the 21. All right, but they're shooting from outside. Liam Ryan is getting loads of protection there from Kieran Cannon. Kevin Fahey's dropping back, Ross Peters dropping back, and everyone else is just tackling as if their life depends around the middle of the field. We spoke about Coleman and Jack there, 2 tough tackles on Paddy Cadell, and Seamus Kennedy, obviously we know from years of experience in the hurling is tough in the tackle. Conall Kennedy and Michael Murphy's a big lad, Aldo a big lad. So let's say there's nothing easy for Jacob Brackens to run the ball. They just have to find the right mix of kick and run, and they might have to change it now. They might, let's say they have a spare man for another few minutes while Jack is off the field. So be interested to see would they maybe just play 2 up, maybe 3 up just for a few minutes, see can we bombard ball into them, and just ask questions of Commercials, because they're so good. It's actually hard to ask questions of them.
And the Commercials team are back out on the field here for the second half. We're still waiting for Brackens to emerge, and I suppose you'd have to say Paddy Cadell is the star man for them. They're really winning a lot of ball. Neil Quinlan getting on a lot of ball. Larkin Egan as well, bursting up the field, Shane.
Yeah, let's say, and Lockie going out midfield gives that bit of experience. Let's say, so Larkin and Paddy Cadell is a good balanced midfield. Paddy seems to be I don't know, is he carrying that leg a small bit? He doesn't seem to be getting forward a lot. He's getting his hand on the ball, he's linking the play, but Conor Cadell is the main man to get him up the field. Conor Cadell and Dean Macron are getting loads and loads of ball, and they have good defenders. We spoke about Quinlan and Murphy and Burke before the match, and they're going to need to keep that, because if Clonmel Commercial see any kind of weakness at all, it could be goal time inside. So they just have to keep it tight and just ask questions at the other side. Easier said than done, though.
And we're ready to go here for the second half. Both teams on the field of play now, as they just warm up here and get ready for this one. Paddy Cadell in for the throw in there, and it is knocked down, but it's won by Ross Peters there, and Peters moves that ball on quickly onto Seamus Kennedy. Off they go here on the run. Back now as far as Ross Peters again. Steady play here, just holding that ball up over the far side of the field. They've worked it over now to Kennedy. inside now, looking for Sean O'Connor. Does well. Sean O'Connor out in the corner now, playing towards the Cashel side in this second half here. They're still recycling that ball. Coleman Kennedy on again to Conal Kennedy, and back now to O'Connor. Long one coming in, and straight away they're off the mark in the start of the second half. 1-8 playing 6.
Yeah, keep possession, look for a ball into Sean O'Connor, didn't get it, came around by the loop on the far sideline in his right foot over the bar. Super score, well worked, and let's say like a tough start for Brakens.
We're live here on Tipp FM with thanks to Eco Solar Energy. Take the power back. And we're also on Tipperary GAA live football stream being beamed around the world here today. It is Brakens on the attack here now. And they have just given that ball away. It's going to be a free out to Commercials there. Paddy Cadell just having a bit of shouldering there with Ross Peters. It is going to be Liam Ryan who will take this one here, the full back for Commercials, or rather Matassa takes it. Aldo Matassa takes this one out to O'Reilly, out the far side now, Kennedy. And in the middle, they keep going with this. It's Fahy now. Fahy on again here to Conal Kennedy. Off he goes, past the 65, has a couple of runners now, moves on that ball quick to Murphy. Murphy holding it up now, back inside to Ahern. Jamie Ahern moves it on fast to Ross Peters. Off they go here, breaking inside the line here. It is Commercials on the attack. Sean O'Connor back outside here now. Patient play from him. Brakens funneling all players back inside their own 45 currently, except one just above in the full forward line. It is still Commercials. Jamie Ahern now. On again. Patient play, but it's played outside, and this is a loose one, and it's just out again. And one back by Fahy now. Out they go, out the far side of the field. Good play from the Clonmel side. Still waiting for an opening here. Ross Peters. Fahy now. Over here to Murphy. Michael Murphy bouncing, turning inside now, trying to find a bit of room. Has to go back out here to O'Connor. Bursting through the middle now, takes a couple of shoulders there, and Brakens get stuck in. And Brakens have got a ball there, and they had to work hard to win that free, but they shoved him off the ball.
Yeah, well done, Cathal Scully. Conor Cadell double teamed him, got to turn over, and all they want now is just to keep the crowd in the game. Just give them something to shout about. Maybe try and get a little score here while Jack warms up to return to action straight in front of us.
Larkin Egan working that ball out the field here now, and ball just played loose there, and it is Matassa just came in with a hard challenge there. I think it is on Jordan Maloney. So Maloney just took a blow, but he's up and moving about.
Yeah, just kind of went very frontal on him. I think he expected Jordan to maybe sidestep him. Aldo just kind of stayed in his way, and a good free for Jordan, good pace.
Here we go again. Conor Cadell now for Brakens. Feeds it back outside into McBride now. Goes crossfield with this. His father, Mel McBride, played, of course, for many years with JK Brakens, hurling and football. They come on the attack here again now. Larkin Egan inside the 45, feeds that ball onto Murphy. Murphy on again, and the shot comes in from Kennedy. Oh, beautiful stuff from JK Brakens. The crowd are on their feet. They love to see that. A wonderful point for the Brakens.
Yeah, best score today from JK Brakens. Larkin Egan, pivotal in at Aina, and Jack showed again. Just no look over the bar. Brilliant.
Long one out, breaking in the middle. Oh, fantastic catch by Jack Kennedy, who's just back on after his black card. Commercials coming on the attack here. Jack Kennedy just on, serious catch there. They have a free now just inside the 65. He's back on the field, and they're back to 15, and you know that's a huge boost for them to get him back 1-8-7 currently. Yeah,
exactly, and the scoreline didn't hurt him while he was away. Really experienced team, Clown Commercials. They just kept the ball while he was away, straight into the action. First kick out caught. Brilliant football out of Jack.
Commercials have a free here. They've taken it now quickly here. Out to Jack Kennedy, just under 65, holding that ball up now. Moves it on as far as Murphy. Murphy, just standing where he is, back outside again, back to the 65. Kennedy goes over the far side. Conal sends that ball over there, over to Seamus Kennedy. On he goes, inside now. They've worked it into the 21, out near the corner flag now, trying to create an angle here, and the shot comes in. It's a difficult angle, and it just comes off the post. Back into play. Conor Cadell feeds it outside now. Neil Quinlan. Quinlan moves it on again. Brakens under pressure, trying to clear that ball. Martin Delaney. Back inside again. Quinlan now. Quinlan holding it up. Cadell going back up the field here again. Brakens have it now, building slowly. Tom Murphy. Out the far side. McBride. Scully now. On his bike, off he goes. Jack Kennedy with the challenge. Shakes him off. They have it down the field now inside the 45. Nice ball inside 50-51. And the goalie comes out, and steady hands from Michael O'Reilly. Has a red cap on in the sunshine here, and did well to take that one. It was a 50-50 ball. It was sent in around the house, but he came out bravely and gathered it, and away they go again. Commercials now. Play is going to be loose here. Ball kicked out here as far as Murphy. Murphy on again here now, up to Luram. Luram moves it on again to Jamie Peters. Back inside. Paddy Cadell, and Paddy Cadell has won the ball back for Brakens. Off he goes, Treva Manning feeds it on here now. Moves it on to Shane Burke going through, and the ref calls it back. And he's given a free in under 45. And anytime the Brakens get the ball, like the Commercials lads do what the All Blacks do, and they drag you to the deck.
Yeah, exactly. And well worked again by Paddy Cadell. Let's say won a 50-50 ball there. He probably shouldn't have had. It was probably 60-40 against him. Tried to slip the pass into Shane Burke. He took exception to the attack from Seamus Kennedy. A bit of afters afterwards. Shawnee Everett seems to be fine with it, but good turnover by JK Brakens. They'll take a bit of confidence from that, because Commercials are so good on the ball. Generally speaking, they don't turn it away in their own half. So if Brakens could maybe push up that bit more, commit more to that tackle zone around the 45-65, they might get a bit fruition of it. Just looking at Jack, I'm just wondering, it's just outside his kicking zone. He's just outside the 45. I wonder, could he go short and take the return?
We're live on Tipp FM with thanks to Eco Solar Energy in Kilsheelan. Take the power back. And we're live on the Tipp GAA stream, Tipp GAA TV, as this one is sent in. And it is a nice score by Jack Kennedy, the full forward from JK Brakens. And really a good free taker is worth so much.
Just shows that I know. I thought it might be just out on the verge of his kicking zone. He cleared the crossbar on 30 yards and hit the net by the parish priest's house. So great score from Jack, man on fire.
So latest score we have from the Junior A football semi-final half-time. Kickham's 1-4, Carrick Swans 1-5 in that. The Tom Cusick Cup semi-final half-time. Erogan and Carty 1 point. Rockwell Rovers 3-2 in that game. So Rockwell beaten Erogue well in that one. It's 1-8 to 8 points here, and it's Brakens on the attack here all the way in. Larkin Egan, and Larkin Egan is fouled. Another scoreable one for Jack Kennedy to bring it back to 2 points if he can slot this over. Eamon Corcoran, the mastermind over there for JK Brakens, trying to, create something, and they have a serious free taker here now.
Yeah, and Lockie's been brilliant. Just that experience around middle of the field. Knew there was a gap to go through. Took it on, drew the tackle, won the free, and hopefully Jack then can reward his full back play in midfield with another score.
Here we go. It's sent in high. Oh, it's drifted out and it's gone wide. It's gone wide. So it is 1-8 playing 8 points still here. And that's just the first error, really.
Yeah, exactly. First wide from the full forward. I think he's six points kicked so far. So let's say I don't think it'll knock his confidence anyway. A bit of form. He'll get another chance now, Stephen.
Here we go. Taking fast. Jack Kennedy plays it fast now inside into the half forward. Scully. Cahill Scully inside now, trying to get a bit of room, and he plays it into Cadell. Conor Cadell bursting through, dragged to the ground. Surely a penalty. And the ball is still inside, and it is still there. No penalty given there though, but it is Commercial to win it back, and they've broke out and looked a Stonewall penalty, Shane.
Yeah, I don't know about Stonewall penalty with Stephen, but let's say I think the neutral would have loved it. If I think Conor Cadell went to the ground, maybe would have got it. Try to get a goal. Try to stay on his feet and get a goal. Ref never gave it.
Away come Commercials up the field here now. Colin Kennedy. On they go, they're all the way up now. Pádraig Loram inside the 45, gone inside now, all the way in. Jack Kennedy now at the edge of the D, trying to create a bit of space for himself. Leaves that ball back, and it's kicked wide by Conal Kennedy. Still in play, just kept in down there. Corner back does well to come out and gather it now for Brakens. Brakens thought they had a penalty there, no penalty given, but they're fighting well, they're giving everything. The crowd love it here. All the neutrals shouting on the underdogs here. The red hot favourites are 1 goal up, but it is the underdogs on the attack here. Dean McEnroe feeds this ball inside to Scully. Oh, great ball by Scully, angled over the far side of the field. Shane Burke now. Shane Burke bursting through now, all the way in. Shane Burke feeds it on again inside him here now. This ball just sent in there, and it is Shane Doyle. Shane Doyle just in a race over the far side. Serious man to take a sideline and hurling. And I think he's got himself a free in down there. The ref is going in. He hasn't signalled anything. Don't know what the ref is going to do, but I'd imagine he will give this as a free in.
Yeah, just looked to be a little tug of the jersey from the referee just as he ran in. Didn't signal whether the free was in or whether it was gone wide, but just a little tug of the left hip there, and Jack will have another chance. Frenetic stuff here. Great football from both sides.
Some drama here in this one as Kennedy puts it over the bar. It's a 2-point game all of a sudden here. And we'd just like to mention Craig Carrigan from Ballybacon, who had testicular cancer and has come through all clear, and himself and a few friends are doing Movember, and if you can support them in any way, that'd be brilliant. Craig Carrigan is a brother-in-law of the great referee Derek O'Mahony, who was doing the line yesterday in the other county semi-final that Lockmore won. So fair play to Craig Carrigan and friends doing Movember. 1-8 for Commercials, 9 points for Brakens here. Long kick out. Seamus Kennedy has it now. Breaking inside of 45. Seamus Kennedy bursting through the middle here, having a go, and he kicks it over and across the post. The Brakens support love that wide.
Yeah, just wide. There's just watching here in front of me, Peter McGarry's after coming in for Aldo. First play, big impact. Seamus will be disappointed with the result.
Brakens playing better as this game is going on here. They're coming right back into it. Did they have a possible penalty claim early on? We're not sure, but they're 2 points down here. They're on the attack here. Shane Doyle now. Cathal Scully. Scully's going to have a go from long range. Sends this one in, but gets the angles wrong, and it drifts out and it goes wide. Still 1-8 playing 9 points.
And it looks like Owen McCarthy's in for Peter Murphy. So 2 changes from Commercials. So it just shows that, let's say, Jacob Brakens are starting to ask questions, Stephen, and Commercial have a strong bench and they're starting to use him.
So McCarthy on the field, but he's gone to ground out there and down injured, Shane.
Yeah, just from the I thought it was actually McGarry. McGarry's gone into the full forward line. So let's say McCarthy was here in front of it. Just as that kick out came down, that Seamus broke onto and kicked wide. He fell to the ground after that. Looks to be a left leg injury, maybe a knee. Just you'd be hoping on a day like this the players would be kind of nice and warmed up and wouldn't pick up any niggle. A young player, a good defender and hurling. Let's say a big midfielder again, and all the Commercials as are big, Stephen. Their S&C with DJ Dwyer is really working well, because they're all, even the young fellas are in some shape.
And he's up and moving about there, okay, as we get ready to go. Michael O'Reilly sends this out towards middle. Serious kick out. Breaking ball out there. It's won by Ross Peters, who takes it on. And they go on the attack straight away in as far as Sean O'Connor. O'Connor challenged by Martin Delaney out there. Delaney does well to hold him outside for so long. In comes David O'Shea to support here. Has to go back out the field. Commercials back out to the 45 and back here. Coming in the middle here now, in as far as Jamie Ahern. Fahy now, the goal scorer, the difference in this game. Moves it on again here now. On here as far as Owen McCarthy. Back inside again here. Kennedy feeds it on inside him here to Ross Peters, and Ross Peters has won himself a free in just inside the 45, and you'd imagine they'll just steady the ship now.
That's a ding-dong battle there, Ross Peters and Paddy Cadell. Any chance they get, they're absolutely clipping off each other. Ross does have a specific role for Commercials. I don't think Paddy likes it or is taking exception to it. Any chance they get at each other, there's a lot of contact going in. Commercial will be happy with this. They had their hands on the ball for the last few seconds. Jack back in the field hasn't hit a 45 now in a long time in the sequence of the game, so he'll be looking to put this right.
Serious player, kicked 4 in a row for Tipperary one day in the National League. Son of John Kennedy that won All Irelands with Tipperary back in the late 80s, hurled with Clonmel. Jack kicks ball with commercials and makes no mistake with this. A brilliant score by a brilliant player.
Yeah, what Jack Kennedy can do on one side out of the hand, Jack Kennedy on the other side can do off the ground. Great skill.
Here we go again as the keeper lines up this one now. 1-9, playing 9 points. Keeper gets ready, sends it out the field now. Breaking ball out there. Spills in front of Paddy Cadell. Super player for Brakens here. Does well to hold on to that ball and find a player. And we're just waiting here what the call is of the referee. He's given this to commercials. 16 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, strange in there. And I was just watching. I actually wasn't watching the play. I was watching Ian McBride. He literally came from the stand and ran up the far side as the ball was. Let's say here straight in front of us. Commercials got the decision. Disappointing for Dino.
1-9 to 9 points. We're live on Tipp FM with thanks to Eco Solar Energy. Take the power back, and it is commercials in the driving seat here. This one comes in and this one is sent wide though. It's all the way out and it drifts wide from Peter McGarry there as the ref blows for the water break stage. Serious cheer here beside us, and Shane, it's a tight one. That penalty claim, that could be the difference at the end. To me, I thought it was a penalty.
Yeah, there was contact. I just think Conor Cadell, just needed to maybe fall to the ground. We don't want to see players doing it, but let's say just when the challenge came from the back, I think Shawnee Everard, I won't say give him advantage, but I think he could get his shot away. Conor threw a little boot in it, didn't make contact, and the chance was gone. I think in them situations, if the forward falls on the ball, let's say claims him out the field, it's hard not to give it. He's probably too honest, Stephen, which is a strange thing to talk about. But it was a chance, and I think Jacob Brakens, Eamon Corcoran and Joe Hayes will be saying that over there. It was a chance. They got in there. They're still in the game. That's what they would have spoken about all week longer since the draw was made. We just have to stay in the game, ask questions of commercials like we're saying since half time, and they are asking them. And you can see commercials are, I won't say they're under pressure, but let's say they know that they're in a game.
1-9 to 9 points here at the minute. Charlie McGeever talking to his charges. Over the far side, Eamon Corcoran. I suppose he has this team playing a similar way to how they play hurling. Joe Hayes there as well. They kind of try and play the ball through the lines and then make a burst and get up and get a score and then do the same thing again and start all the way up until one player gets a bit of room and has a run. Yeah,
and I think people in Templemore were maybe a bit disappointed by some of the tactics in the hurling. Let's say they didn't want, they maybe thought with Ormond and Cadell and these things that they can go 15 on 15. I don't think they're in that position yet to go 15 on 15 in the Dan Breen. Similarly here, it would have been a big ask for them to go 15 on 15 as commercials. Tactically, they've got everything right today. They just need that chance, let's say the Conor Cadell penalty chance, or a little Jack Kennedy. I wonder could he try and maybe dummy solo and try and take on Liam Ryan, seeking to open up a chance inside. They might need a goal to win this, Stephen. I don't think they can outpoint commercials.
So here we go, the final quarter. Who will play Lockmore Castleiney in the county final? Sunday week the county final is going to be on. We're ready to go here. This one kicked out, good kick out from Cuba Babe, and out as far as Conor Cadell. Off he goes. Conor Cadell takes on Mikey Quinlivan and goes past him, and Quinlivan fouls him, and it is going to be a free. Paddy Cadell takes it fast out to Dean McEnroe. Dean McEnroe on again over the far side of the field now on to Larkin Egan. Very influential for Brakens today. Ball moved on. McEnroe burst through the middle. McEnroe coming all the way in now, waiting for a player to offload to no one waiting for it though. 5 or 6 green and gold jerseys around him, and they've turned him over this time. Brakens have it back again now. Neil Quinlan bursting through. Neil Quinlan all the way in, and he has a free in it. Imagine here now, ref hasn't signalled which way he's going to give it this time, but you'd imagine this is going to be another chance for the full forward for Brakens.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Brilliant out of Brakens. Let's say high press up the field, really intense tackling. Quinlan was nearly through. Would have been a real goal chance if he got through that initial challenge. Tug back, Jack Kennedy puts it over.
Lovely score by Jack Kennedy, the full forward for JK Brakens. It's a 2-point game in the county final. About 12 to go of normal time. 17 gone here in this half as we get ready to go again. Short run out from Michael O'Reilly out to the corner back. 1-9 for Commercials. 10 points for Brakens. Our coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Eco Solar Energy. Take the power back and Commercials break up the field. Mikey Quinlivan now. We're live on Tipp GAA TV. Mikey Quinlivan is being called back and the ref is calling play back, and their Commercials lads not happy with the referee now.
Yeah, to be fair to Shawnee Everett, he is apologising. He didn't give advantage. He had the whistle blown. Bracken stopped, even though Kevin Fahey was going to support play with Mikey after he spun. He just had to bring it back.
Commercials take this. They go lateral now. Ball held up there now. In the middle by Jamie Ahern. On to Seamus Kennedy. Kennedy now moves this ball on to Coleman. Back again. Sent inside into the full forward line in there. Ball breaking inside, and it's won again by Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy now soloing. Crossfield here. Plays it. It's loose though. And a chance for Brackens to sprint onto the breaking ball here. Dean McEnroe fighting like anything to get that ball in hand. It's still Commercials though. Michael Quinlivan. Quinlivan now over to Jack Kennedy. On again now as far as Owen McCarthy. Still Commercials holding that ball. Ross Peters, Kevin Fahey, they're like an inter-county team here, all the stars. Sean O'Connor. On again here now to Coleman Kennedy. All Tipp senior footballers, these guys. Ball played over the far side of the field. They're breaking inside here. Chance of a score here, and it's sent in, and it's over the bar for Clonmel Commercials. 110 to 10 points.
Great patience, great play. We said it numerous times, going from one side of the field to the other. Ross Peters is pulling, is making all the plays there in the middle. Lil around the back door, hand pass over the bar. Good decision, good score.
Here we go. Brackens take the kick out from Babe and out as far. At the open side, Conor Cadell soloing down past the 45, still going in. 3-4 green jerseys around him. Moves that ball on it quick. Now it's sent in around the house, but it's a poor kick in there, and the full back on Martin there gathers it. Away they go with it now. Michael O'Reilly on outside. Loads of options here in front of him. Jack Kennedy gathers it on the half back line. Neil Quinlan thinks about challenging. Out to Quinlivan. Seamus Kennedy now. Patient play here again from the Clonmel lads. Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy's lost the ball though, and in comes McEnroe there, but there's 3 green and gold jerseys all around. Shane, how have they so many players around the ball all the time?
And I'd say just gone tired. I think they need maybe a bit of an impact from the bench now. Just throwing a few subs, seeking to give them that bit of energy. They're just sitting back in the 45 now, waiting for the Commercials break, but they need to push up, need to turn it over. Dino had got the break, just no one into sport.
Seriously fit Commercials team running at them now. Jack Kennedy holding that ball up inside now to Conal Kennedy. Brother of his. Out to Quinlivan. Star player, all-star before with Tipp since this in around the house, and it's been called back. It is going to be a free in for Clonmel Commercials, and like Brackens look a little tired at the minute. Yeah,
just look a bit tired. Jordan Maloney just got a bit touch tight there on Michael Quinlivan, just a little drag back. It's a pity from a Brackens point of view because Sean O'Connor had stumbled inside and maybe touched the ball on the ground, so would have been a free out. But good defending on Jordan. Just Michael's very clever in these situations, very strong in the ball. And as Paddy Cadell goes down, I hope he's okay. They probably don't want to lose him. I know they want to get fresh legs, but they probably don't want to lose the experience of Paddy Cadell.
Yeah, he's very heavily strapped out there with a lot of bandaging on that leg, hamstring, knee, all that area.
Yeah, and it's that left leg. I think maybe the hamstring strapping has maybe slipped down from the hamstring down the quad onto the knee, so he just decided to cut it off. So let's say good news for Brakens. Hopefully now that from a Brakens point of view here, that they can get a little turnover. I was going to say Michael is not going to go for this, but Jack is coming over, so he might have a go, right?
So Jack sizing up this one just outside of 45. Scored a good one from similar angle a few minutes ago in the first quarter of the second half. Jack Kennedy now for Clonmel Commercials. Here we go. Long, serious punt. Off the post, back into play now. Back in, corner forward, quickest to react there. Trying to control that ball. Feeds it outside here. Back to Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy held off the ball this time. Gets that ball away though. It's still Commercials looking for that score. Conal Kennedy, Ross Peters now. They've come back out to the 65. In they go to the 45 again. Fahy now. Fahy. Challenged by Larkin Egan. What a game Larkin Egan has had. Been so involved for Brakens all day. Commercials break inside on now and they're bursting in towards the goal here. Challenge is still in there. Ball is loose. And they have that goal that they've craved all afternoon. That could be that.
Yeah, let's say what a ball from Kevin Fahy. It was like almost a rugby offload. Sean O'Connor from close proximity then to Cuba, buried in the net. But brilliant run by Kevin Fahy. Great offload, great finish. Commercial should be coming from here, 2-10 to 10 points.
Keeper gets ready with this one. Cuba Babin looking outside to see what is on here. They need scores. They need to change it. They got tired there the last few minutes and Clonmel Commercials sensed it and they just moved up a couple of gears. All of a sudden a relentless attack from the Commercials. Conal Kennedy now. Off he goes. Over the far side of the field there. Challenge comes in over there the far side from Shane Scully it looks like. Still Commercials in power though. Conal Kennedy out to Peters now. Loose one out towards Quinlivan. Soccer style kicks it back out the field towards the 65. Jack Kennedy. Jack steadying up now, having a look onto Peters here. Here we go. Seamus Kennedy now on the 45. Looking up, looking around him here. Back out to Quinlivan. So aware of where each other player is on the field. Back to Fahy. Shane, they've gone the whole way back now to their own 45 and the goalie is out looking for it as well.
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of matches together watching Commercials. This is something they've developed over the years, Stephen, especially in this kind of scenario. They'd have worked in this in training and they'll eventually go back to Michael O'Reilly and out the other side. Jack gives it away.
Poor ball by Jack Kennedy. The ball is sent out. Here we go. It's long range. Oh, what a goal! It is a brilliant finish. JK Brakens have got a goal here. Jack Kennedy kicked the ball, went down injured as he kicked it straight to the Brakens, and they have a goal. Shane Doyle fist pumps the air.
Yeah, just in on, I'd say, first touch out of Doyle. Shane Doyle, Michael O'Reilly. We just said that he was going to get on it and go out the other side. Jack, I think, looked twinged his hamstring when he was kicking the ball. Didn't follow through. Straight to Shane Doyle. Michael O'Reilly was in no man's land, but that is not an easy finish. Outside of the right boot. What a finish what a finish to the match we'll have, and what a finish for the goal. I'm not sure why Shawnee Everard is going down to the far umpire. There was no contact on Jack. It was just a muscle injury when he kicked the ball. And a big sub for Commercial to bring on Ian Fahy. Ian Fahy back again. Hopefully for Ian now get a run of games with the Commercials.
Unbelievable drama here. Commercials absolutely cruising in this game. Jack Kennedy just pulled the muscle in his leg just as he kicked the ball, kicked it straight to Doyle. Doyle slotted it into an empty goals on 26 minutes, about 25 minutes into the game. Goalkeeper was out near the 45, waiting for a nice pass and operating as a sweeper. So Commercials had no goalkeeper at the time, and it was a goal kicked into an empty net. There's one goal in this. 2:10 playing, 1:10 with about 6 minutes of normal time left.
Yeah, and I think Eamon Cork and Joe Hayes need to do it. They're getting on subs now. Aina McBride is gone off, and Larkin Roach is coming on. Big man around the middle of the field.
Larkin Roach up for this ball, but collides with Neil Quinlan, and Commercials win that ball. Kicked in now. Good take though by the wing back Jordan Maloney. What a break for the Brakens in this. Can they capitalise? Jack Kennedy off injured though. 2:10 playing, 1:10. Commercials a bit shell-shocked, losing their player and conceding a goal at the same time. But it is Brakens coming on the attack down the far side of the field now. Away they go. Scully over there. Ball just worked back in the middle now. Cadell. On here now as far as Jordan Maloney. Still outside the 45. Jordan Maloney for JK Brakens. They're a goal down. 3 minutes of normal time we make it left in this. Here we go. Paddy Cadell, the main man for them. Moves it on again here now to Dean McEnroe. Over here again to Jordan Maloney. Jordan Maloney now outside the 65. Up he goes to the 45. Commercials, loads of players in there, and he's half blocked by Seamus Kennedy, and the ball is turned over. Kevin Fahey gathers it, and away he goes. Sends it up along the line, straight up here, breaking outside the 45. Commercials on the attack here now, loads of pace. Peter McGarry, off he goes and feeds it inside. Loose ball in there, goalie comes out. Oh, great play by the goalkeeper. Kicks it out, put it straight back out here to Seamus Kennedy. Seamus Kennedy on the 45. Feeds it into McGarry again. McGarry, steady as he goes. Back outside again. On to another sub out there, Owen McCarthy. McCarthy inside the middle again. Fahey on inside now to Colin Kennedy. Over the far side of the field they go. What drama here. Tight finish in this one. Just a goal in it here. Commercials leading at the moment. And the ball is fed in there as far as O'Connor. Oh, fantastic kick. Sean O'Connor, absolutely brilliant score.
Yeah, brilliant score for Commercials. Great response. Just moved the ball. Let's say Peter McGarry won it over here. I think it's Coleman Kennedy in the end, which what I think is their 8th score today compared to 4 for Brakens. That just shows the difference. Peter McGarry's having a big impact in the game after getting booked there. Tom Murphy, but getting on a lot of ball.
Ball breaking inside. Scully does really well to win this ball now. Feeds it inside. It's the goal scorer a few minutes ago. Dial is bursting through here. Dial moves it on inside. Brakens are through here. Oh, it's just taken off. Defeated Jack Kennedy by Fahey in there. And the crowd goes quiet. Oh, that would have been some drama if he had just slipped that ball a fraction of a second earlier. Yeah, and I actually there was an incident on the far side. Looked like Jamie Hearn pulled back or tackled Conor Cadell. This linesman's going in. He's going into it. Eamon Corcoran wasn't happy on the far sideline. I don't think it would impact the play, but Conor Cadell couldn't get up and support Scully and co. Jamie Hearn pulled him back and had a bit of a wrestle on the ground afterwards. Sean Ever couldn't have seen it, but the linesman over there is after drawn to his attention. So if he's held back out there, you know, that could have been the difference. Yeah, exactly. And maybe a black now. It depends. It doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to talk to any player now. But Brakens were incensed by that on the far sideline. Good chance for Brakens. There was green grass in front, and let's say they just couldn't get support up there near him. And that's always a problem with what with 30 minutes gone. We're in the injury time. They're a goal down. They just need, or they're 4 down. They just need to push up the field now. Risk reward has to have to win this next kick out. So it is a 4-point lead for Commercials down the home straight. You'd imagine they have the experience here to see it out, but Brakens with that penalty claim in the second half wasn't given. Underdogs usually don't get those sort of penalties, I suppose, but this one, you know, the player held back and we're still waiting to see the outcome here. Yeah, and you need everything. When you're the underdog, you just need all them little things to go your way. Brakens are giving a right go now, so let's say, like, if they could just squeeze him in here, get a turnover, anything could happen. Ball in the hands of Mikey Quinlivan over the far side of the field. Moved on again, and he's put it out over the sideline over there under pressure with the Brakens backroom team over there, and players just getting a bit anxious. And this is going to slow things down for Brakens now. They need to kind of Commercial are being experienced. They're kicking the ball over the sideline, little contact after any decision. It's all taking time off the clock off Brakens. So it is going to be a line ball for JK Brakens over the far side of the field, just on the 65 over there, and we're just waiting to see where they'll go with this one here. Short one taken now, back out the field. Larkin Roach has gone full forward, Stephen. I wonder will he get one ball in there. Conor Cadell, and he goes, just took his eyes off it at the wrong second, and Commercials break. O'Connor, serious player for them. Moves it back out the field. Ross Peters now. Ross Peters, clever, experienced player, knows what to do with it here. Lyndon Fairbrother over there putting a bit of pressure on, but it is Commercials who just move the ball right across the field here. Mikey Quinlivan operating as a fullback. Long ball kicked out to Seamus Kennedy. Good ball out there. Conor Cadell with the challenge. Seamus Kennedy moves it on fast here. Ball played on now. It is Fahey coming through. Ian Fahey feeds it outside. Loose ball from him though, and it's one back now. Commercials have the ball. They have a free out. They have a chance here. 2:11 to 1:10 in the closing stages. We've about half a minute overtime here. We don't know how long it's going to be added on. It's at the discretion of the referee. A 4-point lead in this. Brakens well in it, and they have a free over the far side. Mikey Quinlivan just wrestling Paddy Cadell over there. Cadell takes it fast now. Out to Martin Delaney. Back again. Back in the middle here now to Larkin Roach. On again now to Jordan Maloney. Maloney holding that ball up. Players looking for it. Jack Kennedy is inside. Lyndon Fairbrother is inside. They're just holding that ball now, waiting for the right time to pass it. They need scores though. The clock is against the Brakens. Here we go now. Ball moved on here as far as Larkin Roach. Larkin Roach sends it into the gap inside now. It's Egan now, holding it up there. Fed outside him here. The shot comes in. It's a long range one coming in all the way from Shane Dial. And it just drifts out. And it's just gone wide from the goal scorer. Still 2-11-1-10.
Yeah, I know there's 4 in it, but I think they needed a goal just to try to bring it down the stretch. I wonder, could they have just popped in a little ball off it, when the ball was popped into Lockie? I wonder, could they get a runner off him? Went outside. Shot probably wasn't on. Even if you put it down, but anything down around the small box, could have get on top of Michael Quinlivan like John McGrath did just against Mile Rovers.
So O'Reilly gets ready, sends this one high out towards centre field there, breaking ball up there. Who else to win it? Only Paddy Cadell, and off he goes. What a footballer Paddy Cadell is. Probably the man of the match here in this game, the best player on show as it's played out here to Jordan Maloney. Jordan Maloney outside now. Off go the Brakens again here. And it's sent in, and a wasted ball just sent in and out to the left chain.
Yeah, I think it just came out off the right side of the boot. Jordan's played really well today. He's man marking Michael Quinlivan, but he's getting forward as well. Just skidded off the outside of his boot. I think he was looking for a diagonal height to the far post. Just didn't execute. Tired kick. Unlucky, to be fair to him.
Keeper gets ready again. Michael O'Reilly. Very assured with these kickouts all the time. Played a lot with Tipp over the last few years as well. O'Reilly sends it out here. Breaking outside. Ian Fahy up for this, and they have that ball. Player down injured for Brakens here. But it is Seamus Kennedy who moves it on again, and the ball just being moved on. Lyndon Fairbrother down on the deck, up now and moving again. Seamus Kennedy in possession of the ball. Goes crossfield over to the sweeper, the goalkeeper. Mikey O'Reilly goes out the far side of the field now. Commercials work that ball out the far side, and just loads of players looking for the ball, trying to just hold that ball up now. Ross Peters moves it on inside again. Brakens need the scores, but it is Commercials who are on the attack. Ball sent in upside of 45. Challenge comes in up there, and they have a free in. Neil Quinlan in with the challenge there, and just connected with the Commercials player, but he's up and moving about. Looks like McGarry down at the deck.
Yeah, well won. I'm really impressed with Peter McGarry. He knows he's a bit of a dual star, and coming with a big CV out of the same areas in Clonmel. Commercials. Commercials aren't happy that challenge from Quinlan. It was a big hit. His head was down and kind of came in over the shoulder. Big hit, but a great win from McGarry. And I don't think Ian Fahy is going to be in any rush to kick this with Jack off the field.
And McGarry just staying down really, and just getting a breather, getting his wind right, I suppose. And Commercials are happy with that. It favours them too, and the clock keeps ticking.
Yeah, exactly, and it just gets him up the field a small bit. Let's say, like, you can just see with the Jack Kennedy mistake for the Scully goal. When the ball is down here, there's always a chance of a goal. If it's down here, they have a long way to go. They have a lot of bodies to go through. Michael decides then to keep it.
Quinlivan sends it in here again. McGarry back outside him here now. Conal Kennedy, and that's the final whistle. Clonmel Commercials are in the county final up against Lockmore Castleiney. They did have to work for it here today, Shane, but that second goal proved decisive, really. And, they're an assured team. They have so many inter-county players, but at the same time, they're not at full pelt. There's something really that you just felt Brakens were still in with a shout there with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, no, I think Jacob Brakens, despite the result, 2-11 to 1-10, I think Jacob Brakens will be happy. I think they had a chance. They were always a bit, there was a bit of gap between the two teams, but they gave themselves an opportunity. Tactically, they got everything right. They didn't set up too defensive. They played Jack Kennedy up top. They didn't get too much ball up to him, but Jack was brilliant on the day. I think he had 8 points out of Jack had 8 points out of the 110, so he just shows. I think it was a Conor Cadell and Dean and with 2 2 points in Scully. So look, 4 scores against 8 just shows the dominance of Clonmel Commercials. But I think Lockmore Castellani will take a bit of heart in this. I don't think Commercials are maybe the juggernaut that a lot of us thought they were. Just on paper, they seem awesome. I don't think they're going to bully them. I think Commercials are in great shape, and they're going to physically they can stand up to Lockmore. Should be an intriguing battle, but I think Charlie would be happy as well. Let they get over the line. There's no if they won here by a cricket score, everyone they'll be hot favourites and blah blah blah. So I think he'll use this to his advantage. But 2 good games of football, Stephen, over the 2 days, and fair play to all 4 teams.
I know you're the Tipperary under-20 hurling selector / coach now, but with your Tip football hat on, Shane, what sort of state is the game in the county after this championship?
Probably, I think. Look. At this level, Stephen, I think it's strong. I think with the likes of the 4 semi-finals we see this weekend, I think Kilsheelan are up there. There is also Ransden, and that can maybe break into the Kilsheelan JK Brakens group. The likes of Upperchurch, Ardfin and Ballyporeen. I think on their day they can cause teams trouble. But Commercials, Lockmore and Mile Rovers are that step ahead. I think it'll be a big year next year for JK Brakens to see how they'll go, maybe without Eamon Corker in the helm. See can they maybe push more into the forwards and trouble the likes of Commercials. But the state of Tip football, Stephen, actually, I think it's I think in intermediate grade and maybe lower senior, I don't think there's an awful lot of football being played. But at this level, Stephen, the likes of Commercials, they can put it up to anyone. Lockmore, they can put it up to anyone. Mile Rovers, they can put it up to anyone. And it's just all on the day. There won't be much in this county final. It won't be like the Lockmore Commercials intermediate match, I know, Stephen, where there was goals. This could be a tight affair, and really looking forward to watching it.
Great stuff. Shane Stapleton, many thanks for your time this afternoon. It is Clonmel Commercials who are the winners here. 211 to 110. They beat JK Brakens. They're in the county final, where they will take on Lockmore Castellani. We have the hurling for you next weekend. The intermediate hurling final is live on Tipp FM and streamed. The Seamus O'Reen hurling final likewise, and then the Danbreen game is on that day. That's on TG4, and it will be live on Tipp FM. The football will be live the week after. Commercials and Lockmore Castellani all to play for. I'm Stephen Gleeson. Hope you enjoyed our coverage here from Borlahan. My thanks to Noel here on camera, and Shane here alongside me. From us here in Borlahan, Slán Anish.